Is it going to be bigger and better this year? Is there anything new you need to tell us about?
Well, I hope it's always a little bit bigger, and hopefully just because people know what it is, that's always a little bit better, you know. We always prepare, you know, some Flaming Lips music for this thing. I know it seems like it's all about the skeletons and the fire sometimes, but there's, you know, music goes along with it, and of course I'll be there in the space bubble at the end of it, bringing in the new, you know, the new unexpected. I guess I'm kind of viewed as like the Santa Claus at the end of the Thanksgiving Day parade. You know? At the end of this Halloween parade, you get me in this space bubble with a bunch of freaks all around me there.
How far flung are these participants? I mean, how, you know, have you got people coming in from all over the world, or?
Well, you know, as I go around, you know, especially when we're touring and it gets close to this time, you know, I always try to remind people that you know, to come there and visit. So I'm sure there's going to be some people from, you know, some of these places we've played in Europe recently. I'm sure there's going to be a few that just do the trek because they travel a lot anyway, and they're weirdos, and they have money, and they want to just go to weird places.
What have you got in store for your neighborhood kids this year? What are you going to be doing at home?
Well, luckily, I think I'll be able to set up, you know, my other big tent in one of my properties over there. And we've been looking at the 500-pound human brain again to see if it will work, and see how if it's in good enough shape. The guys have talked about just making a new one. You know, they feel like they can make a bigger and better brain, you know, this year. So I don't know. You know, it's almost like whatever it is that we do, as long as the kids around the neighborhood get to come and help us do it, I think that's the best bit. So yeah. It isn't really even if it works very well. I sometimes feel like the more elaborate we try to make it, the better the kids like it because they get to get involved and they get to see that we're plugging in speakers and lights and smoke machines and things, you know, and all that's a lot of fun. And we always buy, you know, $1,000 worth of candy to give out too, you know, so that never hurts, you know.
Well, what do the kids see when they go inside the brain? What have you got going in there?
Well, it's like it's inside the big tent, and the brain is sort of in there, and you get to go in, and since it's a 500-pound human brain, of course, it would be the most intelligent entity in the universe, and you get to ask it any question or anything you've puzzled about your whole life. You could ask it anything. Of course, it knows all the answers, but it's really kind of reminiscent of The Wizard of Oz. You know, you go in there and it's this all-knowing being. Of course, it's really just me standing in there with some distortion on my, you know, talking through a microphone. And of course, if the kids ask me a mathematics question, I just yell back at them. You know, the brain doesn't do petty mathematics. You know, that's what your computers are for. You know.